Oh, what's up, my derps? It's your boy, Gregolis. Hey, that's me. And it's Wednesday, so you know what that means. I have officially hijacked the Dungeons, Dragons, and Mike show once again. This is the first one for 2022. And look at our special guest over here. Say hello, Wawa Tessie.
Hello, Wawa Tessie.
Oh, I love when you do that. That's my favorite thing ever. Why is the music still playing from that? Okay. Well, you probably didn't hear any of that. That's okay. We're already through. Big shout out to Kaz and John Keating Woodwright's in the chat talking about branding. I have rebranded. We're continuing to brand and make sure everything's got its own style, its look and feel. As he said, always be branding. Nothing wisier than that has ever been said. Wisier.
Cool.
So, Miss Wawa Tessie, welcome to the new format of the DDnM show where we rock the after show. This is talking with people from the Dungeons, Dragons, and Dice show on the Dungeons, Dragons, and Mike show to discuss, I don't know, like our feelings, our outlooks, our views on the last session. We have been taking, excuse me, we've been taking a lot of questions on the Discord. Actually, we'll have the Derpwood link that in the chat right now if you haven't already seen that. Join our Discord. Very active, a bunch of awesome people, very supportive, and they've given us a bunch to think about. I don't know, why don't we just start it right off, and how are you feeling after Sunday's episode?
I think that it was hilarious that Griorn drank wheatgrass juice.
I knew you'd bring that up. There's a lot to unpack in that episode, actually. There was a lot of, like, character stuff that happened between, like, each character really had a moment to shine there. Mostly, I remember Barack's laugh.
Oh my gosh, his laugh was insane.
Shout out to Nave, who said 2 special guests today in chat. Yeah, his laugh was like, if you ever thought about Barack laughing, that's exactly what was in my head. Like, it was perfect. All right, you have no further thoughts on that? Oh, this is going to be a fun night.
I didn't know that was a question.
It doesn't have to be a question to have a thought, Wawa Tessie.
Oh.
So, you know, actually that brings up an interesting topic of discussion. Creating characters that somehow reflect who you are as a person. Hey, shout out Brack in the chat. Looks like we're probably going to play some Overwatch later. That's why it's an OW in his name.
My microphone just fell on me.
Oh, okay. See, it doesn't need to be all about Wawa Tessie live in the show. This is what she's like in real life.
This is really what I'm like in real life.
Now her microphone is making farting noises. Oh, were you biting it?
No, I was trying to like tighten the thing, but it's not working.
Cool. It
farted instead.
Don't forget to check out Wawa Tessie's Wild Shapes every Thursday, where more of this unusual behavior happens.
This is just my life, guys. I am very awkward, and I mess everything
I
up.
yams who I yams, and I plans to be me's or something. I don't know. What's wrong with me? So, Sunday's episode, probably one of my favorite in a while. First of all, we leveled up.
Yeah, we did.
I need an air horn in chat for the level up. Thank you very much. We finally did it. But it's coming at a cost. The cost being, is Griorn out?
Oh.
We ended on a cliffhanger. For those that haven't seen this, spoiler alert, we ended with Griorn being turned to stone. That is, yeah, all I know is that Greater Restoration will fix that, but we're nowhere near the level to have Greater Restoration.
Nope.
So now we're going to have to go around this tiny little port town that we're in, or what? Like, what's going to happen? Are you going to leave Griorn there?
We're going to save him with wheatgrass juice. He's gonna have to barter
So
with.
he's gonna die 3 times.
He's gonna barter with the devil to have, and his whatever it is he has to drink wheatgrass for the rest of his life.
Yeah, I'm not looking forward to that. I don't know that we have a plan. We really should get together as a group and figure out what
It's a twin brother Bjorn.
comes in. Yeah, I like it.
I mean, it's all because I drew him naked.
Yeah, not mentioning the Discord, that's another thing to go and have a look at. Lots of new art up in the art channel there, which we will also be reposting across. Brack says, no, Torb is his brother. People always underestimate the engineers. That's an Overwatch thing. Listen, you guys said I'm a fake nerd. This just proves that I'm not a fake nerd.
Just because you play Overwatch doesn't mean you're a real nerd.
This is also the judge-free home of the Every Nerd, so take it easy over there, okay? Forget about it. I don't know, like how is Wawatesi feeling at the end of the episode? How are you feeling throughout the episode? And then, yeah, like it's a big cliffhanger. Like, Grion's nervous. I don't know that we really even got to discuss it.
I mean, I don't think Grion's feeling anything. I think Greg is nervous.
Wow. Wow. I mean, you're not wrong. Please. My earballs. But so how's Wawatesi feeling?
Better than Griorn.
Kid.
Sorry, just like rubbing it in his face. Wawatesi is liking the vegan town.
Yeah.
That's her jam.
Even better than berry juice?
Yes. Because, like, she's a veggie head.
She's a veggie.
She's a veggie head. And so being, like, everywhere she's gone has been, like, meaty foods and stuff. And this is, like, the first time that she's gone somewhere and, like, felt comfortable eating whatever was there because it was all, like, veggies.
Yeah, I never really thought about that, but you don't get a ton of options, do you?
No, and there's been times where, like, I've gone and looked for berries and stuff in the beginning.
Oh, because you used to leave on us.
Yeah.
I never knew what you were up to.
Berries.
That's cool. That's a really cool little added aspect that I guess wasn't totally fleshed out or obvious that that's what you were up to. You should...
Well, I did puke out all of the meat that I ate when I was intoxicated.
The turkey leg?
Yeah, or whatever it was. Just
It was good. It was good.
Drunken Wawatesi ate everything at the table.
That was way back in Tallrand, I think.
I think that was the day that we met Cypher.
Yeah, it was. So, we were in mourning, and it was in Tallrand.
Yep.
Yeah, you hostile weirdos. Speaking of Cypher, how are you feeling about this changeling change-up? Because, we knew as people, but as characters, we didn't see that coming, right?
I don't know. I, as a person, have never really dealt with changelings because I'm, like... I know I've been in D&D for a while, but not enough to know all of the characters and know all of their things, right? So that's a changeling is still new to me.
I mean, it's I don't think I've ever played with a changeling or been totally aware of them as a race, and I played all that often, and I'm excited to figure out.
Is a changeling? Is that what Physic is?
No, Physic's a satyr.
Yeah, but so is Cypher.
I mean, maybe you're diving deep.
They're both in the Feywild. They were both in the Feywild.
Stranger things have occurred. Could be.
I mean, Cap does sound mysteriously like Physic.
This is true. I've said that from the beginning, is that Cap sounds like Physic. But that was just a coincidence, according to the DM.
Yes, he was just working on voices.
Yeah. I'm interested in like getting into the strategies of having a changeling, right? Because as a bard, I'm like proficient in costuming and performing, and I could fake pretty good. But I think between all of us, like I think you've got polymorph.
Yes.
I think I might have polymorph.
I am not sure that you do. I think you were going to take polymorph, but then because I had it, you didn't.
Yeah, I think we got our wires crossed there.
I think that
I think
Perry had
it.
I think Perry had polymorph, and then that was why you originally didn't take polymorph, and then because you didn't have polymorph and we had leveled up and we were looking at my new spell slots and stuff, and that was the one that you had said for me to take.
Yeah, I think you're right.
I am right.
Okay, well, that's end of the show, folks. She's always right. What up, Gandhian? In the chat. Yeah, I'm kind of interested in seeing how willing Cypher will be to change up the look to use that to our advantage in some sort of way, like maybe disguising herself as the guard or something, or to get into places, or looking like a dragonborn. I'm sure that she's kind of done that. Although she claims she's not an assassin, I guess she's just a thief, but she's used that technique to get places, right?
With polymorph, are you able to turn into like other people or just like other animals?
Other
or
animals. I think it's creatures only. So Gandhian's asking in the chat. So what happens when a polymorph changeling is targeted by a dispel magic spell? So I think a dispel would work on a polymorph. But can a changeling change into? See, I don't know. Can a changeling change into creatures and not just humanoids?
Well, in our last session, I was asking about what a creature was, and John Bot said that anything is a creature that is alive, right?
Yes. Yeah. What's the differentiation? Why do they have us doing this? What's the differentiation between a creature and a monster and a?
Well, a monster's still a creature.
Yeah. This is confusing. I should know this.
I think as long as it's alive, that's not even true. Man, zombies are creatures.
Yeah, what? I missed it. I was typing. Creature is a creature. Monster is a creature. Yes, but what are humanoids? Like
creatures.
Can you polymorph into a humanoid? Okay, so monster is an out-of-game term, and no, you cannot polymorph into a humanoid. So changelings can only do humanoids, I believe. They can only do humanoid creatures. They can't, like a druid, you're a druid. You can change, Wabotesi can change into animals, into creatures. But you can't change into humanoids.
If I had the right spell, I could.
Is there a spell for that?
I think so.
Okay.
Well, I mean, there's different levels of wild shape too, right? Where eventually I will be able to wild shape into an elemental. So why wouldn't there be something that... I mean, there's like disguise self and other spells, right? Why wouldn't that...
Disguise self is the polymorph of changing into a humanoid.
Yeah, exactly. So I could just use disguise self and become a humanoid of some other sort.
Okay, so here, that begs the question. Are changelings using essentially a personalized disguise self magic spell? I don't think so, because it lasts forever. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So, I don't know.
Peter said, flip your camera. We're both looking to the left.
Oh, yeah.
I'm facing this way and he's facing the other way, but we're both on each other's right side.
It's not that important. Let's just keep going with the questions here. How do you... Yeah, I guess I was asking, like, how do you think we could take advantage of that strategically? I wrote a whole bunch of questions thinking Ty was going to be here tonight. Fortunately, Ty is preparing to head out on vacation, so we wish him all the best and enjoy that trip because that is well-deserved after working his butt off this last year. And frankly, I'm jealous. I wish I could get away for a bit, especially going down to Mexico.
I just want to mention the Bob Saget comment in the chat.
Oh, there's another Bob Saget comment? Where is it? Practicing with his Bob Saget cover band. Yes.
Yes.
It's too soon. It's too soon, Keating Wood writes.
It was too soon the day that we originally had the conversation. I found out, in our last session, I made a comment about asking if Bob Seger was Bob Saget. I don't know. Anyways, after the show, we found out that Bob Saget had died the day before. So,
yeah, that was painful.
Yeah. It was the day before. Keating Wood writes, he died on the 8th and the show was on the 9th.
Gandhian says, I've always thought a rogue mastermind changeling would be fun to play. Yeah, I agree. I think anything, like any changeling is assassin oriented. I think you could really have some really cool role-playing moments in that, but also like just the skill of it. You certainly could go lone wolf in it. Big shout out Just In Case also showed up just now. So let me ask you some Wawatesi questions. After this last episode, you, I guess it was the episode previous, episode 25, you were reading your book and you were doing a lot of curtsying and bowing and learning your social stuff. How did you feel? Like, how do you feel that progression's going? Then you went into the Genasi tavern or whatever, into the house, and you were very polite, while Griorn wasn't, and it was like we changed positions there. Like, how is your character feeling now about socialization?
She still has no idea. She has no clue.
Okay. But
there's no... Like, the books, like reading in a book about how to be polite and all that crap is just, it can only teach you so much, right? Like, it doesn't give you all the elements of being polite or anything. It's like, it's not going to break down every single step for you. It's just going to give you a kind of generalization. Yeah. Unless you're reading a very specific book based on something, right? So Wawatesi isn't getting all the information. She's just getting pieces and then so doing with it what she can.
Does she find though that she's learning more? Like is it her ultimate goal is to really understand how to I guess for lack of a better word assimilate into the current civilization?
Fuck no.
Okay.
Fuck assimilation.
I thought that might be your response. That's why I used that word.
Fucking assimilation. No. So, her thinking is just that, like, she's gotten in trouble. And she's just trying to stay out of trouble in, like, the only way that she really knows how. Because being herself is getting her in trouble. And exploring things and trying to find new things is getting her in trouble. So she's just trying to do.
Okay, but who's she concerned about getting in trouble with? The group or just like with society?
A little bit of both, not specifically either one. Wawatesi's whole goal was to like find a family, and some of her actions has put the people that she's traveling with at risk.
Yeah.
So it's more about like not creating risk.
Yeah.
And not so much assimilating.
And I know that there's been like a lot of tension between Wawatesi and Barak. How's Wawatesi feeling about that situation? Like, I think you even, maybe it was episode 25, you actually stood up to Barak and like gave him a what to about it, and then, or maybe it might have been episode 24, and then, and then he came back and said like he was kind of proud of your behavior and your changes and blah blah blah.
I don't think that I don't think she stood up to Barak. I think she just started, like, curtsying and shit, and then he was like, it's fucking weird, but it's better than her normal.
But I thought, no, maybe it was many episodes back. Wawatessi got very upset about the leashing at one point. I thought.
No, in the last episode, she just sat down and laid on the floor.
Oh, okay.
Or sat on the floor.
I thought you guys
Crisscross
had a
applesauce.
Okay, so bringing it
upset toddler in a grocery store.
Yes, well, I mean that summarizes Wawatessi like as a whole. Bringing it back to the last episode, how does Wawatessi feel? Or I mean, like I could talk to it too. Just overall, do we think the Skiff Master knew that they were sending us into a trap?
I still don't know what a Skiff Master is.
The Skiff Master was basically, we'll just call them the leader of the little town we were in, the small little. And we had to go talk to them, and they said go and talk to the witch ladies.
Yeah, I think that...
Lord of Ships.
Yes, Lord of Ships. I thought that said shits, but I had to read it twice. I don't know. I don't know that the Skiff Master knew what was happening. I think that Wawatessi was too confused to even catch on. Like, there was words and things being used. There was, like, she was happy to be in a
Skiff Master was.
No, and she was happy to be in, like, a vegan place, and, like, all of these things were...
ready to set down roots. Maybe you were the one that needed to be turned to stone. Because then you could have just stayed.
Yeah, I got it.
Okay, yeah. So the town itself was full of Genasi people. And I keep getting yelled at for misspelling that. Also, people who are logged on right now, you can also join us in Discord if you wanted to come and chat on the show. I will drop the link in here for you. We are open and interactive during this episode. So if you have some insight and you're on our Discord, jump in and come chat with us. So how badly do you think Griorn offended the Genasi people?
I mean, no more than he offends everyone else.
Whoa. This is not opposite day. It's Wawatessi who offends people. Griorn just laughs and plays along. Nave said in chat, I like how this show is just going to be a whole bunch of metagaming while Peter takes notes. It's not metagaming to discuss what's happened in the last episode. I guess you don't think that Griorn offended the people, because I think Griorn definitely offended them.
I just think that's Griorn. I don't think that was any different than him any other day. I think that was just him.
How did Wawatessi see all of the info? Like, how did she feel about the information coming into Griorn there?
About the
good. Okay,
tattoos
so you weren't,
and stuff?
You weren't listening. Yeah, the tattoos.
Well, a lot of stuff happened for Griorn, so it's kind of like having to navigate through that.
Yeah, it certainly feels like the story is moving into Griorn's main story. Like, we're moving towards that. Me personally, it feels weird. Like, I like to
be the center of attention.
No, see, like, I'm dichotomous. I like to be the center of attention, but I also like to make sure that everybody's equally getting attention. And so when, I bring the light onto myself only to throw it onto other people. And that's kind of how I play all of my characters. And I think that's kind of just generally who I am as a person. And so it's weird.
I don't know. Griorn talks about Navigua pretty often for him to be trying to give other people attention.
Yes, but then he also includes everybody and brings them all into that and uses...
Only if they're drinking and eating meat.
Oh, for goodness sake. What a hater. Okay, that begs the question then. So you're saying that, but who do you think have the tightest connections in our group?
I don't really think that there is a tight connection, really.
What? I gave you berry juice.
Yeah, anybody can get a girl drunk. That is not a special bond, okay?
Please don't clip that.
I think that yes, most of Gruarn's choices are Greg trolling everybody. I think that
all of them, yeah. Most of them are me trolling Peter, but that's because Peter trolls back, and you troll the ones you love, folks. That's just a fact.
I was in the middle of a sentence.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I think that Bo and Cypher had a really good moment there, and I think that they're bonding better than the rest of us, really, because Peter Bo and I have some differences. Like we've only been together for like 6 or so months, and there's back when we first started, like Wawa Tessie looked up to him like a father figure, and then things have sort of shifted a little bit.
Yeah.
And then like Wawa Tessie and Griorn were like kind of opposite at the beginning, and then now they just drink together.
See, I have a totally different outlook on that, because I think that, like I was saying, Griorn's been very inclusive of Wawa Tessie and doesn't try to, doesn't try to hold her back. Definitely tries to hold her back.
Everybody holds Wawa Tessie
but that's
back.
because we have to. But also tries to teach Wawa Tessie in a I'm not your dad kind of way, go and have fun, like in the fun uncle kind of way.
I feel like Griorn guides Wawa Tessie in a way that's like, I want you to go stir some shit up so I have some entertainment, but don't screw shit up enough that it gets me in trouble.
Yeah, I think I would agree in the sense, I would agree to that on the sense that, yes, he does do that, but for him it's more about letting you explore the world, because he recognizes that you haven't explored the world, you know what I mean? And that's like Wawa Tessie's goal. In Griorn's mind, Wawa Tessie is here to learn and to become civilized, and at some point Griorn's going to understand that you're reading this book, and he's going to, because I'm not sure that it's been all that obvious, but Griorn comes from money. He comes from nobility. He comes from class. And so as much as he's an ass, he comes from class. Yeah. So there's things that he wants to teach you, but at the same time, in Griorn's mind, he wants to also, you got to let that dog run. You got to let that.
Well, I also don't think that people know how new Wawa Tessie is to the world. Like, it's not... My internet has gone down and I don't have Twitch right now. The first time that we went to the town or city or whatever, and Wawa Tessie went like haywire.
Crazy. Yeah.
And everybody's like, well, you would have been in a town before, but she hadn't. She had only been with other people for like 6 months. She's been camping out with the tribe and in the wild pretty much, and like raiding small towns, not big cities. So this isn't something that she had experienced before. And
yeah.
I don't think people really saw it that way.
So I think Griorn did. And that's why he has those small moments with you, like giving you berry juice or opening up the can of berry juice and drinking and sharing those moments with you. Like in my brain, Griorn looks at you like a little sister, like a little kid that you have to explore your sandbox, right? So anyway, yes?
I don't know. I don't see it that way.
But he also sees that you can get very quickly out of control, and his experience in life knows that if we're walking into a situation where you could lick everything, he might have a conversation with Bo or you beforehand.
Yeah, but like licking things isn't really getting her in trouble. Like the things that she does.
What?
What has she licked that got her in trouble?
We almost got arrested when we first met you in Armazal when you grabbed
because
the
I
wind
was
chimes.
slapping wind chimes, not
Yeah.
because I licked something.
Well,
That's different.
It's a metaphor. It's not that. It's interesting how uptight you do get about this.
Because this really is me.
Don't go and lick things in real life, folks. We don't recommend it.
I do it.
So, shout out to Jurassic Qua in the chat. We also see Fallerings here. What up, Falbot? Katie Wood writes, has said, this might be a better question for Ty, but do you think Bo has become less rigid since the campaign started? I mean, this is right along what we're talking about now.
I don't think that Bo has become less rigid. I think that I think that things have been very, confusing for everybody.
In what sense?
Like Perry leaving and this new person, and he's like trying to
Figure who he is out?
Well, no, but like figure who everybody else is. Like we've only been together for a few weeks. And he's gone from having his own group to having a whole new group of people, and then having one of them go missing, and then having another person come in. And I don't think that that's what he's used to, and I think he's thrown off. I don't think he's less rigid. I just think he might be a little confused.
I think, yeah, I would agree with that. I think at the start of the campaign, Bo knew who he was, knew his lifestyle, knew the tribe, knew the nomadic landscape, and then has been thrown in all these other people from different perspectives who continually tell him like, no, that's not good. Maybe you got to change your whole life outlook and all that, right?
Well, not even just that. Like his relationship with the tribe has changed, and
Right.
his the relationship between the tribe and their enemies has changed. So it's not little things that are little changes he's going through. He's going through a lot of different things in his life in a very short time.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure that it's like him becoming less rigid. I just think that he just doesn't know what the fuck he's doing anymore.
Yeah, I think, and you know, he's no longer, his core group was you and Thode and Janasi and the other one. Anyway.
But even then, like I had only been with him for 6 months. That's still a short time, right?
And that was his crew, and his crew grew, and he was told he's no longer going to be in charge of them. He's been pushed, like you said, his relationship with the tribe has changed exponentially. His relationship with the world is changing. He's out exploring more than he ever would have if he was still with the tribe. So yeah, I agree with you. And I think, you know, again, we're speaking for Borok, but we're speaking from a position of watching it happen. I think his rigidity lays in his leadership. Like he's still very strong in the leadership role and knows how to handle that situation. But I think he's loosened up in that, like you were saying, he doesn't really know.
Well, even his leadership, like he was challenged by Perry.
Yeah, that's right.
So how solid is he in his leadership role if he's been able to be challenged by Perry?
Yeah. D&D with me said, I think Wabatesi's first foray into a town, Armazal, was really well played by Amanda. And I agree. I think that set the tone. Although I know from other conversations, she doesn't understand that we all very quickly picked up on that her character is going to do wild and chaotic things. And so our natural reaction was to shut it down. And her reaction is, why doesn't anybody let me do chaotic things? And we keep butting heads on that, which is a good thing. I think that makes for great role play, and I think it makes for great opportunities to discuss goals and get together and try different things. I don't know. Do you want to speak to that at all?
Nope.
I didn't think so. Speaking of Barack, while we were talking about him, I guess I was going to ask some questions for him tonight, but not sure that they'll work for him. I was going to ask about how he feels about leading the team towards this unknown magic source that somehow is connected to Griorn. So I'll ask Wawatesi, seeing as that seems to be the overarching goal right now, how does that make Wawatesi feel? Like, at this point, you're just along for the ride. What do you want out of the next steps?
I don't know. Again, like, Wawatesi's whole reason for leaving the Sarissa Thicket was to find a family and find friendship and not be on her own in the wild anymore. So her perspective is still that she's trying to find connections to humanoids, I guess.
Right.
So her perspective hasn't really changed on that. She still has the same goal of, if this is what the people like, because she doesn't know what drives other people, right?
Mm-hmm.
So her experiences with these people are like, this is just the way things are. That's just the way the world works.
So I guess then does Wawatesi look at things from not in a negative way, but like a selfish perspective? Like, she just doesn't consider what other people are going through because she's basically lived on her own her whole life and is trying to figure things out for herself?
I don't think it's a selfish view. I don't think it's like she doesn't have... I think that she doesn't have this perspective. She doesn't have the knowledge of other people to know what to expect. So it's not about her not caring about their perspectives. It's about what is good and right for the earth, not people.
Which is a great segue into what Peter was saying. He said, everyone's character arc has been interesting, but Wawatesi healing the earth was so friggin' good and brought on by your own decision. So what brought that decision on? Do you remember that episode?
Yeah. So we were in the farming area, and there was all of the crops we had burned and the community had burned because they were taken over by the crystals.
Yeah.
That has been my plan. I had thought about it for a really long time, and I don't it was just something that was in the back of my mind of I don't think this is something that's possible, but it would be interesting to see how the Chewinga would react. This is interesting to see I don't know. I had thought about it, and it was so much was happening in other sessions that when I thought about it, it was quickly brushed off. Something else was happening. So it wasn't ever a full thought of I'm going to actually do this, because there was so much other things going on and involved everybody else that it wasn't okay, I'm going to sit down and try and do this.
Yeah.
So then when we were there, and it was very I can't think of the word.
It was an opportune time to do it.
Well, it wasn't just an opportune time. It was that we were in the town and everybody there was hurting.
Yeah.
So it wasn't just a small thing to go in and heal a tree or heal something. This was about healing the earth to be able to help this community. It was about feeding the families and being able to support them in a way that, the only way that I could think of. Going and planting new seeds isn't going to help when the land is all shit and burned, and that's going to take a long time. So the one thing that that was the way that I saw fast tracking getting those crops back.
And so, like I think basically everybody already knows that you're indigenous. Does this relate back to your indigenous culture? Is that like why you wanted to play it that way, or were you looking at it strictly from like a druid perspective?
I think that like all of the druid stuff is based on my indigenous background. Like I probably wouldn't have played a character that was a druid if I didn't have the values and views that I have.
Yeah.
Like it wouldn't make as much sense to. Excuse me, sorry. My bad. I think that it would, like, yes, it's role playing and you can play whatever character you want, but I don't think that I would connect with a character the way that I do with being a druid because of my history, my background.
Yeah. Yeah. And then I guess a question that I think you and I might have personally talked about, but is Wawatesi ever going to let us know that the Furbolg and his family are dead?
Probably not.
Okay, because this was right around the same time you healed the land after finding out that him and his family died, and it was the saddest thing that one hurt.
That nobody else knows about.
That nobody really knows about, yeah. I think, do we know that his wife and kid are dead? We all saw that, or?
No, so everybody knew that he had gone after his family because we had told him, or somebody had told him that this was happening.
Right.
And he knew that they were there. So I don't know. I kind of knew in the previous episode where they're like, oh, he ran off after them. I'm like, oh, he did.
Oh, he gone.
Yeah. Whether it was like he's dead because he got like killed by crystals or whatever, or like I don't think I don't know. It's me just. Like that was his everything, right? Like he just left. He just up and left everything for them, and I don't think that he would have made it through life without them.
It'll be interesting to see if you can somehow bring that back into the game in some way, like from a roleplay perspective. Like I don't know how you do it, but it'd be cool.
I mean, a Wawatesi is awkward and weird, and will probably just let it slip out one day and be like, "Yeah, remember that dead guy?"
That's so awful.
But it's true, and you know that it's true. That is probably how it'll come out, if it does come out.
You'll make another Bob Saget joke off the cuff or something.
Yes.
Okay, so I'm heading back to Discord to kind of filter through some of the questions that we had. One of them comes from Keating Woodwrights. He said, what strategies did you have in your head in the level up fight? Did you have to pivot very much from what you wanted to do? And how'd you feel about the challenge level? So we're talking about the...
Wawatesi never gets to fight, so it doesn't matter.
You did fight. You were turned into a dire wolf.
I know, but that didn't mean that I got to make any attacks.
I think
I failed every one of my attacks.
Your first one hit for sure.
No.
Yes.
I failed.
No.
I jumped over the table and failed, and I had to stand beside him.
Where's Nave? We need Nave to go back to the replay here and find out, because I think that's wrong.
I literally jumped over the table, transformed over the table, and then failed the attack, so I just landed beside him.
You did?
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No.
I was like, that was the most dramatic.
Yeah, it was badass.
With nothing to come of it. Like, it just, there was like this big dramatic entrance with no ending. It just kind of, okay, you're just going to like feather fall onto the ground in front of this guy.
So who took the most hits in that? I think Barack probably got hit the most.
I think so.
Yeah, because that helmed the
helmed whore.
Yeah, the helmed whore hit him quite a few times, and he kept misty stepping away. None of us averted our eyes except for Cypher, so she's the only smart one.
I mean, nothing happened to me though.
Who's Mido? Okay, so Griorn. Actually, I went into rage thinking that it was time to just start putting them down, my strategy was, don't worry about this helped horror. Once they go down, it'll go down. And I made some pretty clutch con saves on the stone until the end, which sucks. So now I am stone. I'm Emma Stone.
You're stone. You're fully stoned.
Yeah, and then my whole concept was confidence. Go with confidence. Stare. Yeah, Val gets it. Don't avert your eyes. Stare your enemy down. Now Griorn can talk about his rock hard abs. Yeah, if anybody has seen the picture that Wawatesi drew, it's 100% factual. It is. It's probably life size too.
Yes, drawn to scale.
Yeah, I thought it was a pretty good fight. I thought the challenge was good.
Spicy pick.
I was nervous about the Medusa, and I think it was well balanced. I think we got lucky. They ended up missing a few critical hits on us, which was lucky for us. That's just the way the dice go sometimes. I am truly nervous about being stone right now because none of us have greater restoration. Like, taking that out of the end of this thing, overall, if that hadn't happened, this fight wasn't too bad.
I don't think I took a single hit. I might have taken one.
Yeah, it looks like Cypher didn't get hit. You didn't get hit. Barack got hit the worst. And I think I took one hit. Maybe two, but they were very low.
I thought Cypher did get hit.
Well, she might have healed herself. I think I healed somebody once, but I thought it was Barack that I healed.
You gave inspiration to both.
Mm-hmm.
Except for me, I never get inspiration. Kidding, I got it once.
You get it often enough.
I get it from Peter.
Oh no, I could have used my inspiration. Dang. I need to check with Peter what we do about inspiration, because the way that it works in rules as written is that you have to call that you're using it before the roll. And I hate that because I want to use it after the roll. Peter said, he says, too late, you're a rock. Yeah, my dice are pretty hot. Who else had Cypher? Finally, her rocks started rolling well. Yours never roll well, Wawatesi, like ever.
They never roll well during battle.
Yeah, for skill checks and whatnot outside of battle, you crush it.
I mean, in other campaigns, like early campaigns that I played in, was like I rolled really well, and then there was like overkill of everything. But now in this campaign, I can't roll anything during a battle.
It's bad.
And even like other campaigns that I've played in recently, I am terrible. All of my.
It's very true. You are the Will Wheaton of our group. I think I said
I've
that.
literally spent most of the battles on the sidelines because I get like stunned, I like incapacitated in some sort of way, and then I just stand there the whole time trying to either roll high enough to get out of it, or I just fail all my fail all my attacks.
As Nave says, the dice are a fickle mistress.
Yes.
That's
they
it.
are.
You just took a sigh.
Yes.
Yes.
It just it hurt me in my soul.
Okay, so I guess we won't stay on too much longer. Let's talk about what we're gonna do, what your plans are for the next episode. Do you have anything exciting going on in between?
I will be doing Wild Shapes with Wawatesi tomorrow night.
Can we hurry up and get that Barkley done already?
I don't want to work on it outside of the stream, but at the same time, I want to get it done.
What also came up with Gerg and the birthday one? Oh, the terrible dice. Yeah, she had bad luck. She just does.
Always bad luck.
And with regards to next step for the DDnD show, what's Wawatessi got planned? Knowing that Griorn is stoned, and
Usually he's drunk. It's not much different.
it is totally different. It doesn't even matter what dice she uses, Falbot.
I have used. I don't have many dice, so I have 3 sets
She
right
has
now.
3 sets and a whole jar full of like stuff.
Whore dice. I don't want to touch the whore dice.
Okay. There's a big bowl in the center of the table full of like, I think there's over 100 different sets in there. Oh, you're gonna try to grab it?
It's heavy.
This is my bowl of dice.
It's the whore dice.
Most of them glow in the dark. So Grior gets hard when he's drunk too. Oh boy, that took a turn. I think for me, the main concern is I'm not gonna the next episode's probably gonna be pretty boring for me. I'm not gonna be able to say much, which is probably a blessing for everyone else.
I have not bought any of my own dice. I don't think.
No, I don't think you have. I think they've all been paid for by me.
Yeah, so that's why they fail, because you bought them for me.
Okay, well that's weird.
So if somebody else wants to buy me some dice.
Well, we got a lot of chirping in the chat. Peter says he's here for it, and that Evan says it might be Greg's biggest challenge, shutting up.
That is his biggest challenge.
Also, Peter said that yours is the opposite. All of his dice have been gifted and they've been blessed.
Yeah, not me. I think Greg did it on purpose. I should go smudge my dice.
Speaking of levels, does Griorn level up in rock form?
No.
Find out next week.
No.
Not next. Yeah, next. Not this.
Peter
Sunday,
literally made it so that everybody levels up but
Greg.
Greg.
He has been threatening this all along. I love it. Let's go with it. Yeah, smudge the dice. There we go. All right, folks, does anybody else have any more questions in the chat? This will wrap up the first episode of Dungeons, Dragons, and Mikes, the DDnD after show of the first one of 2022 here. We thank you very much for coming and hanging out with us. Big shout out to Wawatessi Plays to my right. Yeah, I had to look at the screen and make sure that was doing the right thing. Peter is a legend. I honestly hope it's true too. I think that's funny.
So Peter and Nave both have the same color names in my chat. So when it said Peter is a legend, I thought it was Peter saying it about himself. I had to reread the name there.
I wouldn't. That sounds like something Griorn would do.
Griorn does that frequently.
Yeah. Well, thank you very much, folks. Tune in tomorrow night for Wawatessi's Wild Shape. She'll be continuing to bead the big old Barkley that she has there. She also needs to finish up some gifts for people, too. And then we're back with me on Friday for some music making.
The gifts? What?
For Nave. And then... I think we're going to do this Saturday. We're going to follow up with Keating Woodwright's Knave 009 is going to be in-house, and we're going to finish off that one shot on Sunday. Big shout out to Rampage Legend. Thank you, is hosting the stream right now. Shout out my dude. Rampage Legend does some of the coolest paintings, by the way. Check them out on social media. You caught us right here at the end. Yes, on Sunday, I believe. Keating Woodwright, that's what we said. Sunday. I think so. And I guess that's it. That's it for now, folks. Stay tuned at the Dirtwood. We got content coming out basically every day. And check us out on Discord for more information. We'll add the link in the chat. Is there someone that we can send the raid of the raid over to right now? Out on Discord for more information. Oh boy, I can hear myself. Chat. Is there someone that we can send? I can hear myself twice over to right now. Out on Discord for more information. Oh boy, I can hear myself. Chat. Is there someone that? Okay, who's on right now? Looks like Bardic Dice over there. See you, Derpy Dudes. This is perfect. Let's raid Bardic Dice.
Sounds great.
Perfect. All right, guys, we will see you in 2 weeks for the next DDnM show. This is our new after show format. If you have questions, put them up in the Discord. Thank you, and say goodbye, Wawa Tessie.
Bye, Wawa Tessie.
Okay, bye. Thanks, just in case.